Hey, Foxden Heuntz here, and welcome back to Endless Space 2. We're playing as, trying a new player guide for the Horatio in 2021. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and don't forget, you might want to yell at your screen. Oh, excuse me. We're going to turn 21. And at this point in the game, nothing's really going to be happening. Unless you're on an easier difficulty where you might have more of an advantage with your opponents. At this stage, we are even, and that's really nice with the Sophons, but we really can't do much until efficient shielding comes in. So around 10 more turns will we be able to attack. Why is that? If you hover over the end turn screen, you will see the score. Oh, my mouse just went off. Ghosted itself. You can see the scores that you have. Now, when you're playing a higher difficulty, your score is going to be a lot lower than the AI. We're at 78. The Sophons are 182. They're the strongest in the game. That's because they own 4 colonies, and the Sophons' special ability is they start as a scientific faction, and they can research one tech future, and it's a little bit more expensive, but they can have a better tech. So they are very high. Also, they have a population of 6, 2, 3. They have 9 pop. We have 4. Now that's going to change whenever these guys get in. And it's going to change quickly and drastically. But it's going to take a little bit. When we get to turn 10, we'll be building our military and we will go attack. The reason it's going to take a military is if you hover over a system, you can see our defense is 40 guns. That means you have 200 manpower. The more manpower you have, the more troops you can field. I forget what the breakdown is, but I think it's 1/5 of their manpower is put to the troops on the field. I might be wrong with that math, and my math is usually pretty awful, but take it as 1/5. If you see 40, you have 200 manpower. To win a siege, you need to get your enemy's manpower down to 0. As you can see, they have 40. This has 40, so they have 200. You can increase your manpower by doing survival suits, which will give you more manpower and 100 manpower deployment limit on defense. We will look at ground combat later, but just so you are aware, to take a system, you need to get that manpower down to 0, which is really difficult. Especially if a population is high. Because there's one defense that's really freaking annoying. It is called conscript. Conscript will reduce one population to give you enough manpower to survive a turn. And if you have 6, you can do that 6 turns. So siege can last 50 turns if you're very unlucky. And that is just sieging something down from max manpower. If you attack at max at 200, it's going to take even longer. And sieging down takes a while. It is ground combat in Endless Space 2 is very easy, but it is a slog. It is a slog. And why we want our military ships? Because they will give us manpower cap. Very good manpower, and we can start the war. It's gonna take a while, but I really want to get to Cross as soon as possible since he has the most population and it's the capital to knock him down. So hopefully 7 turns. We did get the tech that gave us better efficiency in relics, and because of that, I am going to take a Reveler up, not to the top, and you can drag and move production queues all over the place. It's really nice. I move that up to the top. It's going to take us 2 turns. 1 turn for the colony and an extra turn to get this done. And this will let us start scanning. I'll be able to scan the subterranean and then go all the way down to Wasat. No, Hamo and then Wasat to scan those. Next turn, I will start the colonization of Wasat, because we will have the 4th pop. I don't need to worry about growing it again for the foreseeable future, because I'm not doing tech that will based on population. And because I know that, I'm not building anything that requires like interplanetary, what gives you production per pop. I don't need to rush it. I can colonize Hamel. And I have enough money. Money also is the key. Because you want to always boost the colonization of a system with that money. If you have excess food, also spending influence is good. But always you want to do the money. Because you want to get a colony up as soon as possible. And getting Hamel 3 up will be really strong. Because not only do we get transvines and deciduous trees, we get luxury resources, we'll also have an atmospheric curiosity, which I'm very curious at what that is. Because I want to save my money, I'm not going to do another tutorial on this assist, because I want that money. Once we start the colonization, we'll go over what the assist is. Hopefully we do not lose Amador. And we will end our turn, because we do not need to go any farther. Pirates might be attacking this ship. Hopefully not. Pirates are very pain in the ass. Okay, now that we got that population, and we got our next colony. And they did. Luckily for us, our attack's 32. There's a 32. I can do efficient shielding. We might actually win this. You can watch a battle, but for some reason this game, something in the update broke the sound quality. So I'm not going to watch it, but watching is very beautiful. We should survive this. Hey, it's a draw. Very nice. With our government of cool copies of minus 25 luxury cost, if I go to the pop gene screen, I can spend 3 spuds, and we got 5 from that curiosity to boost our Horatio for 10 turns. That gives us 6 food. 4 hot. It does not boost whatever gene you have spliced. It is just your base. If somehow you get extra boost here, I'm not sure if it works with the custom race. I've never played with the custom race. It might boost it as well, but I do not think so. This does boost our food and our happiness on hot, which is really good because I need, especially with the colonization, we need as much food as possible. And we will now colonize Hamel 3. I'm doing this because it has the most food. Only 2 food, but it does give us the most food. Even though I can do the others, I want that food. So we can colonize Hamel 3. Also, giant praying mantis. Beautiful, beautiful graphics. See, 250 gold. Now, because the food is only at 8, it's going to take us 36 turns to grow. That is insane. You know, it takes us 300 food. So I'm going to boost it by 250 to give us 17 food. So why is it 17? Well, see from the outpost exploitation, see it has 0.5. We actually are producing, I think, 8.5. Doubling that gives us 17. We are getting 49 food a turn. And with how close Vega is, it can ship out food pretty quickly, and it'll get to Hamel really quickly. So this planet will grow, well, again, very quickly. And hopefully this atmospheric anomaly will give us a good food-based benefit. Okay. So I can continue to fight this. Or I can keep exploring. But I do want to pop these anomalies, so I'm going to do an anomaly. And I'm going to do a life form on the snow. We got more super spuds. Alright, so the reason I did that, because I already have super spuds here, there is a possibility there'll be super spuds on another planet in Arkham, and I want those for our plant population to grow. Very unlikely this would also be a super spud. Very unlikely. It's a possibility, but it's very unlikely. So if you know we have one already, you might not get a double. You could, but you most likely will not. So there you go. Yeah. Hopefully he does not attack me. He might. Hopefully not. Sweet. We will get drone networks up in one turn. That'll give us an extra 10 production, and that should reduce this from 12 turns. Even though this is, it's actually 11. This is being overflowed, and that is why. I wish you can actually see how much you have in already. It'd be really nice, but it doesn't. You just like, maybe. Yeah. I'm not going to fight. I'm just going to guard, and hopefully the pirates leave us alone. It's because I can attack. It's clicking this just says, yeah, you can attack. No. I'm going to end my turn. And if I lose, it's okay. New event. So you get random events. This will gives me happiness and extra dust. Sweet. Battle at Akka. Shield absorption again. We most likely will lose this. Yeah. We met a new minor civilization. That is because of our probe. We found Kakab. And these guys love to be happy. So you do first contact. I am not going to praise them. Because I want to praise Omodar. Once it goes down, like your praise ends up, it gets cheaper again. So I can praise these guys for 10 and 20. Right now it's going to go up 2 a turn. Because I want to get to this point. Because look, we're at 17 dust, 7 manpower, 30 science. These guys, the pilgrims already, plus 27. So 15 dust. Hopefully I can go to war and take Sophons out before I lose these two systems. But if I don't, it's okay. They'll still get under my umbrella. Pirates! Annoying pirates. See, they siege 2 a turn. Create my fleet. And I am just going to pop the subterranean first. So we're curious at what it's going to be. Smart survivor. So we got a tactic. And 2 vision on the fleet. Nice. Didn't give me what I wanted, but that's okay. Annoying pirate. We will attack him. Because we're losing money from being sieged. Also, our food supply can't get here. I'm going to attack him. Since he's electric, power to the shield. And hopefully this pirate decides to... Because there's a draw... Oh, I cannot break off. That's okay. I'm going to make the early fighter. This ship will heal 10%. Your ships always heal 10% when they're in friendly territory every turn. And hopefully, this guy will decide to run away. Hopefully. Right, so, gonna end our turn because there's really nothing else we can do, sadly. Sweet, our food went off. So I can click disband, or I can move. I'm gonna move him since I am not being guarded. Ah. And I can pop this anomaly. And we have a single moon, so we get extra population. This, a faction assimilate. This is when you click the assist. So the Kadins have assimilated the pilgrims, and it also gave them a free system, chain. So that was that assist issue that we had to deal with. So very annoying that they got a good system to begin with. Kerr is already at 3 population. Cancer's full. Yeah, they will be very strong. 248 now. Going to war with them will be very, very scary. But hopefully, it shouldn't be the worst. Especially within 2 turns, we'll have a military fleet to be able, I think, to fight them. Alright, so we can get extra science a turn, happiness, influence, or I can get random science. I always just take the random science. And it doesn't tell you what science you get. It's kind of annoying. So I'm going to go here and look at all the texts. And this one gave me this attack. So I just get extra happiness on hot and 5 on planets. I just get extra happiness and we call nice snow. Not what I would have liked to have taken, but you know what? It's an expensive tech. Fine. I'll take it. Okay, so the pirate's chasing our ship. That's alright. I have my first military ship. And Vega is getting cerebral. Efficient shielding. Still 2 turns. Now we gain some money back. Yay. And we'll also get 15 gold and 15 science from Cerebral Reality. And see, so quickly we get food. Like every turn now, we'll get food on Hamo. Cerebral Reality, because we built Cerebral Reality, our hero has leveled up and we can assign a skill. I can give him more food and happiness. I can give him, again, more food, refill. This time I'm going to go with the operations, because even though it's 4 food, 4 production, and we will want more production if we want to build the military fleets. Like, we really want that food and production. Over time, this can give me 6 pop, this can give me 8, 6, and 3. 12, 20. This is going to 23 food and production. And it can get doubled. So I'm going to take that. And we have an icon for the Sophons.
Yeah? Why are you knocking around?
They set up an outpost near our territory on Wasat. So we're going to tell them
Up on us again,
is to remove the outpost.
You're making the Sophonity nervous. What are you up to?
They're going to leave. So we can press, and we're going to press. Or we can discount war, because going to war does cost influence. So we are actually going to condemn them. we look, if I declare war, it's 106 influence. So we need influence to declare war too. Nice. So influence is good on everything. The reason our influence is actually down now is because of the cool copies, and I'm going to need to remove that because it's costing us 12 influence, and it's actually costing us 6 influence. Doesn't say, but I know it's 12 influence. It's 12 influence because of the law itself. So I'm gonna abolish. So we need 11 influence a turn. We need that to declare war. Luckily, when we get to 100, it's only going to take us 6 turns. In that time, we will have our military up. It all works out. And a lot of times, the games will work out that way. It seems like a lot of micromanaging, and it is, but it's not the worst. I've played games that have been worse micromanaging. Here we have 2 Horatio. Nice. We'll get 2 more. It'd be really nice if we can colonize this hot, as it will give us 16 production. And those -8 happiness. We are ecstatic. We can take that. Though, to do that, it's 640 because it is, I think, a huge planet. Oh, I think actually every colony is 640. I apologize. Sometimes you do still get stuff wrong. I'm going to go to Cerebral Reality for the... See, this is tricky. Cerebral Reality for gold and the science. Yes. And then we're going to interplanetary transport. Science is key. And once I do efficient shielding, I'm going to cancel this and move to the impervious bunkers, which will unlock tech for me to get this autonomous construction. It gives us more command points. We get +1 per hull types on Empire. What does hull types mean? This is a hull type. If I get this tech, this gives me 2 more hull types. So the more hull types you have, the more command points. And I want that. I need that. And also locks armored attacks. But there's also a thing called here, titanium slugs. Loss of manpower when sieging. It allows you to siege quicker. And we want that. Sufficient shielding, since we know we're going to war, into some military techs. So what I'm doing is blockading this port. I'm going to make him attack me. And this is going to become colony in 38 turns. Even though he gets 18 food, I can stop his food from coming in. In fact, what I'm going to do is get my secondary military ship, bring it down, and keep a strong presence on Wasat. Okay, there's our 2 hulls.
Your actions will only make the war more painful.
You are the one blockading me, so... Come here. I'm going to attack the pirate. With the fighter. Shield. This time I'm going to use command points. It'll give me money and tech. So we are going to beat him. Easy victory. Experience gain. So your fleets will gain experience. And the more experience they have, the more hull health they have. And with that money, I can go to Armador and we are going to do an assist. I do not think this will be successful, but we can do one. So they want us to take control of a planet in a new system adjacent to Armador. And they always give you a little story. It's kind of cute. Okay, so we have to attack. It's very interesting how it decides what you're gonna do. And you have a time limit to do it. It doesn't say what the time limit is, but you kind of do have a time limit. It's like, okay. So we really are going to go to war. That's funny. Now we're gonna end the stream recording by building our military fleets. We saw the other one that early. We're gonna look at our weapon and our tool. The game automatically names fleet, which is okay. So you can see what you start with. On the fighter, we can literally go all attack on this guy. Almost all attack. Each race will have its own specialties on their ship. They're all going to be different. For this, our base movement speed's 2. That is really bad. So if you click here, you can see all modules that can be supported. So we're going to add in 5 movement. Then my next step is always defense. I have no idea what the Sophons are going to have. Because of that, I go basic high plating, because it gives me just health. It gives me health. Let me put that, and it doesn't matter where it goes early on. That later on, if you hover over an empty slot, it will tell you, hey, if I put a weapon here, I'll get 50% extra defense or 100% extra attack. Because this is my attack ship, I'm going to add 2 weapons. Depends on how you want to do it. Because I don't know what my enemy is going to bring, I'm going to bring 1 laser and 1 missile. It gives me 98 attack, and it's only because I do not know what is going to happen. And then I switch this. The reason is this has ranges as optimal, average, poor. It's long is optimal. It's best at long range. So I have a long range weapon and I have a short range weapon. This will give me a universal strategy where I don't need to worry about where I'm placing this ship. Eventually you will want to have it portioned off, but for now, it's good to be jack of all trades. And this ship does give you, because it's a fighter, this will focus fire. It's an attacker. So it tells you, if you hover, it'll tell you what type of ships it will target first. And then it's an offensive, so it has actual weapon damage bonuses. So we're gonna leave that. Then the defensive ship. By the way, these are such cool ships. Such cool. This is a Guardian. So it tracks all the fire. And it's defensive, so any plating shield, much better. And it has extra slots for strategic. Again, we're going to do 1 movement. Because it is going to be defensive, I'm going to put 1 of each type of defensive on this ship. Because I have no idea what we're going to face. By the way, it is so cool. Then, I'm going to add a weapon. I always put this type of weapon on my Guardian ships, at least 1 of them. And that is flak cannon, the slugs, the projectile. Because it does damage to missiles if the enemy has missiles, it will shoot them down and they won't be able to damage me. The missiles can't hit you, then they don't do damage. Also, if there's fighters, which is a little bit later of a game tech, it will also prioritize those. And it's always very nice to have that. So there we go. Now Vega will be mass producing our military. Right now we can only still have 4 in our fleet. And I do have this guy too. He's kind of iffy. But my earliest fighter fleets, because that's 4 command points, I do 3 fighters and 1 defensive. This is going to take me 10 turns to build my fleet. What I will do is mix up the weapon to the tool and the weapon. Once I have 3 of them, I'll send them out because we already have 1 here. That'll be our defense, and then I can send the rest. Because I can see what's coming down this lane, I'm not too worried. But I do have extra probes. And there could be systems that are not attached to the star lanes. Because of that, I'm going to send out probes along outside to see where they might be. And then we'll gain money. Hopefully with this being 38... Oh, wait, it went from 38 to 4? How? That's interesting. I wonder if I tried to colonize, I could do something and fight him. I don't have a colony ship. Ugh. There is a strategy here. You spend manpower and you absorb 10 food from your opponent's outposts. If I had a colony ship, I could try and steal what's sought. I don't. So we won't be able to. At least he's doing the hard work for us and gain a colony. We'll end it here for today, Foxies. We're making our military fleet. This is a offense and defensive strategy that you're always going to want to prioritize. The big thing about this game is adapting to your strategy. And we are adapting by building a military and focusing military early on. Later on, you might want to focus more on civilian techs, money techs, influence. Right now we're going to go military. So I do not think the Sophons have a military. Unlike Civilization, where you can see where they are at, we don't. Now, I'm going to have my military fleet in 10 turns. We can declare war in 10 turns and be cheaper. I'm going to do that on turn 9. Or a little bit sooner. Because I'll have my military fleet here. The thing I'm worried about is he's going to have these military techs. Which is the higher level attack and defensive. That's what I'm afraid of. And I want to defeat him before he does. Because once he gets to that level, we are kind of in a pickle. Not a fun jam. And saying the word jam made me think of Parks and Recreation. Now I know it's time for me to end it tonight, folks. So you have a wonderful, fun evening, and I'll see you all in the future. Have a good night. Peace, alligators.